They say time is the most valuable thing we have, but we don't realize it until it's almost gone. This is the story of a man who thought he had all the time in the world, until one winter morning, he was told he had only 24 hours left to live. Michael Carter was 42 years old. He wasn't famous. He wasn't rich, just ordinary. Every day was the same. Wake up late, rush to work, complain about traffic, come home, watch TV, go to bed. He told himself he'd start living someday. Someday, when he had more money. Someday, when he wasn't so busy. Someday, when the timing was right. But someday never came. It was a cold January morning when Michael walked into his doctor's office for a routine checkup. He expected the usual, a quick conversation, maybe a reminder to exercise more. Instead, the doctor sat down, his face pale. "Michael, I'm so sorry, but your condition, it's worse than we thought. If you have things you want to do, you should do them now." Michael laughed nervously. "What do you mean, now?" The doctor's voice trembled. "You have about a day, maybe less." The words echoed in his head. One day, 24 hours, all the plans for the future, gone. He walked out into the street. The city moved around him like nothing had changed. People laughing, arguing, rushing, while his world had just stopped. He thought of all the hours he had wasted, scrolling on his phone, arguing over meaningless things, putting off dreams because there would always be tomorrow. Now, there was no tomorrow. Back home, Michael found an old notebook. On the first page, he wrote, "My last day." He began listing everything he wanted to do before time ran out. See the sunrise from the hill where he played as a kid. Apologize to his brother after years of silence. Tell Sarah he still loved her. Give away the money he'd been saving for someday. Do one thing that scared him. The list was short, but it felt impossible. Still, he had no choice. Before dawn, he drove to the hill. The air was freezing, his breath a cloud. He remembered coming here as a boy, dreaming of who he would become. As the first light broke over the horizon, Michael realized this was the first sunrise he had truly watched in years, and maybe it would be his last. By mid-morning, he stood on his brother's doorstep. They hadn't spoken since an argument 5 years ago. The door opened. His brother froze in shock. "I was wrong," Michael said, his voice breaking. "And I don't want to waste another second being angry." His brother didn't speak. He just pulled Michael into a hug. Afternoon light fell across a small cafe. Sarah sat by the window, reading. When she saw Michael, her eyes widened. "I don't have much time," he said quietly. "But I need you to know, you were the best thing in my life, and I never stopped loving you." She didn't reply with words. She just reached across the table and took his hand. Evening came. Michael walked into a homeless shelter and handed the manager an envelope. "It's my savings," he said. "I always thought I'd use it someday. But maybe today is that day." The man opened it, his eyes filling with tears. "You just changed lives, Michael." Michael smiled. "No, you just gave mine meaning." As the night deepened, Michael stood on the edge of a cliff by the ocean. The wind roared, waves crashed below. He had always been afraid of heights, but tonight, he spread his arms and leaned into the wind, feeling more alive than ever. Near midnight, Michael sat alone in his apartment. The clock ticked loudly in the silence. He looked at his notebook. Every item on the list crossed out. He had lived more in the last 24 hours than in the last 24 years. When the clock struck 12, Michael closed his eyes. He was ready. But then, morning light streamed through the window. He opened his eyes, breathing, still alive. Later, the doctor called, his voice frantic. "Michael, it was a mistake. You're not dying. You have years ahead." Michael laughed until tears ran down his face. Because he knew the extra years didn't matter. He had already learned the truth. Every day could be your last, so live it like it is. Don't wait for a countdown to start living. Don't waste hours on things that won't matter tomorrow. Because time is the one thing you can never get back. So stop waiting. Start now and make every second count. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and join us for more journeys by subscribing.